Good morning and welcome to the show. Hi, I'm Lisa Ackberry, your hair doctor, and it may be morning for you or it may be afternoon or evening. But anyway, I thank you for joining me this day. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you guys so much. I love you, and I'm hoping that you've had or having a wonderful day. Okay, I want to get well, as you know, we are still in the Black Woman Sky. It's a beautiful hair. I'm truly excited about it. Let's see, last time we spoke about chemical burns, but before we did, chemical burns and first degree skin damage, second degree, high level, low level. We spoke about all of that last time we met. So today I want to speak with you about a couple of things. First, I want to talk to you about so many things I'm really excited about. I am going to, and I've had already these seminars or some workshops and things, but anyways, this is, you see how excited I am. I can't get my words together. This is Black History Month. I mean, I know that maybe if you're looking at this in another month, it's a little dated and all of that, but whatever, everything is archived. This is Black History Month, and every Black History Month, I find special ways to give back, because I truly believe that there are so many great, wonderful people that died for us to be able to do what we do, to be able to have a voice as a Black woman. And I feel like part of giving back is to not only just, yes, we want to thank them and remember them, but we also want to remember them by doing things, giving things, helping, using the gifts in our hands, whatever that God has given us, to actually help the community, help lift up our brothers and sisters in ways. For me, I always wonder, well, how can God use me, someone that is in the hair industry? Well, I found my way. So I just challenge all of you today, as I talk about some exciting things I'm doing Black History Month. I challenge all of you to just really think about it and give back and look at what God has done in your life and find a way to say, what is my gift and how can I help the community? With that, I want to tell you, I've had already, thank you so much for those of you who did attend, and I didn't advertise it much on YouTube, but I had a hair loss seminar or symposium, which I was so excited about. I had Dr. Cleves, Beverly Williams Cleves there, an endocrinologist. I had Dr. Robert Jackson, who's a dermatologist, and myself, a trichologist. And we did a panel discussion. We had over 144 people registered, and our seminar area holds about 100 people in my building. And it was great. Now, before you're mad at me and say you missed it, I want you to know I am going to get this. We're working on editing it, and I'm going to put it on YouTube, or I'm going to put it somewhere where you guys can get to it. YouTube is the best one because you're my YouTube family. We did stream live, and again, you did miss it. But one of the things, the reason why I didn't think about, I thought about you guys, but what I did think is that I have something special for you. On the 25th of this month, 25th, I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put the link and everything for you to register. I am going to have a workshop. Yes. It's going to be entitled, So You Want to Grow Natural. I'm truly excited about that. I really am. I can't hold it. The reason is because I'm going to stream live, hands-on workshop. If you can register and get to my city and just, type it in and register on my website, there's a link, So You Want to Grow Natural. And I'm just going to put the link there, or just at least give you the web address. You can go to lisaackberry.com and you can register. And if you can't be here in Memphis, Tennessee, then go at the time at 2 p.m. on the 25th, then you can actually see me streaming live. I will be streaming live. on my website. All you have to do is go to my website. I'm truly excited again about that. Okay, for you moms, you noticed that I did a video for little girls and Tamara. We were just really, really excited about the video, and what I'm going to do is this weekend, which will actually be, let's pull up our calendar because I always get dates wrong and I want to make sure I don't mess this up, which will be the this will be the 18th. See, I almost got it wrong. It will be the 18th of February. I am going to have a hands-on workshop for little girls. It's called Mommy and Me, or Daddy and Me, or Uncle and Me, or Auntie and Me, or Cousin or Sister and Me. Whoever takes care of your child's hair, it's going to be a workshop, hands-on, and it's this Saturday. I'm excited about that as well, and it will stream live on my website as well. So, with that, there's lots of things going on. So email me if you can't find the link, if you can't register, but just be included. This is going to be this Saturday, and I think this one starts at 1. See how it's terrible, but it's 1 or 2, but I will have all that information on my website. And if it's not, please email me. Now, with that, let's get to your questions. You had some beautiful comments last time, and I want to thank you all for those comments. And let's see, but I think there were a couple of questions there. It says, you purchased my book today at Barnes & Noble, and you plan to get my other book. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's some other beautiful comments. I thought that one was a question. Okay, what are some of the things you can help with healing process? And I'm sure we talked about chemical burns. So when we think about healing, we want to think about things like an environment for healing. First, we have to have that area analyzed. Self-examination is always first. If you're oozing, bleeding, all of that, you need to see a dermatologist. If you're red and irritated, but you can't seem to get it to heal or feel better, see a trichologist, but you need one that uses a handheld microscope, and they'll determine if there's some inflammation there that may require a visit to your dermatologist. But what you can do at home is you can start the environment. If it's red or irritated or just, you've had a chemical burn, you put your clarifying shampoo, one with pH 4.5 to 5.5, on the scalp using an applicator bottle, and let it sit. Once that clarifying shampoo sits for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you rinse well. And there's a scalp treatment that I have. It's a level 1 scalp treatment on my website. You can put the level 1 scalp treatment. It's packed with pure, I'll tell you one of the ingredients, aloe vera. Pure aloe vera. It's one of the best, always has been, always will be, natural healing agents for burns, for irritations. But our formula is going to address the moisture levels, but it's also going to help with that epidermis in the healing process. So the level 1 scalp treatment, I would highly recommend. You can use aloe vera pure if you like. Our level 1 has a little bit of anti-itch oils in there as well, because a lot of times when we heal, we have itch. Okay, next question. Let's see, it was a thank you. I think that might have been the only question we had. Website asking. Okay, it says, I was trying to see, do my moisturizers have shea butter or coconut oil in them? No, they do not. Okay, I think that they're a little bit dense for hair products. I think they're great and as a raw material, but I think they're a little bit dense for hair products. And this is why sometimes you'll see me say, oh, don't use this oil or that oil, because you really want something that's going to really allow you to still have that body and bounce. And you guys believe me when I tell you, you're doing some great things. I understand you're doing some great things out there with products and raw material and some of these oils, and I'm just loving it. There's certain things that I recommend because I want them to be able to work well for the mass. And so there's certain oils that I believe are just too dense. Not that they're bad, they're just too dense. Okay, let's get to the book. Alright, and please guys, keep your questions coming. Okay, let's talk about, I think that, this is when we start, okay, It says this is the 16th, and we stopped there in the night. Dandruff or dry scalp. This is what we're going to talk about today. Dandruff or dry scalp. Is this flaking stuff that's on my scalp dandruff or dry scalp? Well, and what's the difference? Okay. Although dandruff or dry scalp is very common, these small white scales are usually taken too lightly and considered as a mild or low-level scalp disorder. Dandruff and dry scalp can be very serious and could lead to some higher level scalp disorders or damage. Left untreated, we can guarantee you that dandruff is going to lead to some type of surface baldness, follicular epidermis alopecia, as I've coined it. The nature of dandruff is not clearly defined by the medical community, but dandruff is an excessive peeling of the scalp. Your scalp renews itself, so it peels and sheds continuously. On your body, your scalp tends to, on your body, your epidermis peels, but it will dissipate, or it brushes off with your clothes, or when you take a shower, it's gone. On your scalp, your hair acts as a trap. So when it peels, as it tries to renew itself, then it ends up being trapped against your scalp. And you get this accumulation of this scaly, flaky substance. Okay? And so if you, instead of shedding away, it literally crowds around the mouth of the follicle. At some point, it will begin to solidify as it gets mixed with some other pollutants that looks like flakes. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. And it can create a blockage around the mouth of the follicle. It also creates, it's a breeding ground. I mean, literally, a breeding ground for bacteria, pathogens, disease-causing bacteria. So you need to be really, really careful. After conducting a study on the scalp of black women and men, I found that many of the causes of this excessive peeling of the scalp we're calling dandruff is for other reasons other than what we think that it is. Now, let's start with what is this flake. We mentioned the renewing process. Yes, the skin will shed and peel as it renews itself. After 30, 45 days, you've got new skin because your skin has shed it off. On the scalp, it's different. The scalp has a flake that's coined as a dandruff once it becomes excessive. So the natural shedding goes from natural shedding of the epidermis to excessive shedding. And that's a problem. It accumulates. Then you have two different other types of flakes that we never think about. So I will say not all flakes are equal. Our studies on scalp and skin has led me to understand and believe that there are other pollutants polluting the scalp other than dandruff, or other than our excessive skin, or other than dry scalp. Well, the pollutants that are polluting the scalp are things like hair products. Hair products that are not water soluble, when we don't shampoo or cleanse. That's why I love you guys, but I'm so not for the co-washing, or especially the no poo, because at some point you've got to clean. There's so many, like the bentonite clay and all these other, they break down a lot of harsh pollutants, but they don't clean them away, and that's where the problem comes. So, and this is not about that, because I know that's a whole about no pooing, because that's a whole another video in itself, and I love the challenge, but we'll talk about that another time. Okay, this is really about what is that pollutant. Moisturizing shampoos, they don't clean, so you get cosmetic pollutants. Certain products, gels, and some of the things that we have to be careful with, some of the natural things. because we can get a buildup. They don't really break well in water. Something people are doing now, they're making their own, and I know I'm going to get a lot of emails from this, but don't worry, it's great for the hair. But I'm still working with the flaxseed gel. You know how you make that, and some of you are doing some great things with that. I'm still considering making a gel with flaxseed, but the problem is being able to rinse it clean from the hair without causing a buildup. So that's another problem. So you have not only what I call scalp pollutants, excessive peeling, but you also will have cosmetic pollutants, which are hair products or residue from hair products that don't rinse clean from the hair and scalp. And then the other one is environmental. We all get them. Environmental pollutants are pollutants that we get, dust, dirt, debris, when we walk from the building to our car. We have all of these things. So we have to be careful about the various pollutants that will come on our hair and or come in contact with our hair or on our scalp, because over a period of time they will solidify and they create this dense wax, and this wax will cause a problem. Okay, this dense wax will cause a problem with blockages, chronic itch, all these kinds of things. So not all flakes are natural, and all flakes are dandruff. Not all flakes are equal. Okay, all right, now dry scalp. Let's talk a little bit about dry scalp. What is dry scalp? Dry scalp is an excessive peeling from the actual epidermis, but it's only peeling because of dehydration. And let's kind of elaborate a little bit more on dandruff. Dandruff can come from things going on within the system that's causing that dermis to peel excessively, try to renew itself excessively because of something going on with, just in short, that's going on within the body. It could be an illness, it could be, because all of this is connected. Our body is beautifully made and it's all connected. The dermis is the skin that's connected to the hypodermis, which is right, that's anchoring against the body, and then you have, and it's all millimeters, they're packed in there together. And then you have the dermis, and then you have the epidermis. Now the epidermis is the dry skin, totally comes from dehydration of the epidermis. Dandruff is going to come from the dermis as it renews itself. It tries to renew itself as the system, things are going on within the system. Whether it's a medication that caused it, or it could be from other things that have gone in your system and your body's trying to push it off. I know there's a lot more to say about that, but I just wanted to differentiate dry scalp from dandruff in a simple form. So we could elaborate all day, and I love to hear the feedback. Folks in the medical field, please, or nurses, anyone who like to say something about that. Estheticians, if you like, I'm okay with any comments, but that's what I wanted to say about dandruff. Okay, dry scalp, when your epidermis becomes dehydrated, the cornea layer will begin to peel. So this is why it's important to, if you have a dry scalp or in dry climates, to prevent your scalp from drying out, it's important to oil your scalp while your hair is wet. Oil your scalp after you've shampooed and conditioned. After you rinse your conditioner off, oil your scalp. The reason is because the epidermis can hold 20% of its weight and moisture. Sealing that moisture in is a great way to actually help with, oiling the scalp is a great way to seal that moisture in. Okay. Alright, so it's really, really important. Okay, let's keep going, because I conducted a study on this, and I want to tell one woman's story, because there's a lot to be said here about this, but let's see. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out. Okay, let me just read this story to you guys. It says, and I'm going to read it. It says, this is how I wrote one woman's story. I have treated many scalp problems and worked with many that were misdiagnosed. Too many women found themselves in this situation. But there was one client who comes to mind who experienced I will never ever forget. I feel like it took the medical community as well as trichologists and cosmetologists, her preacher's wife. Let me just keep with the story. Okay. Too many women find themselves in this situation, but this particular person, I won't forget. This particular patient, whose name is, she wanted me to give her name, but it's relevant now in this story, had one of the worst cases of flaky, itchy scalp I had ever seen. And I've seen a lot. Her scalp was almost completely covered with a thick, white layer of flakes. The mouth of the hair follicle was being smothered completely. In addition to the scalp problems, her hair was falling out by the handfuls. She was at her wit's end, desperate to find out what was going on with her scalp and why was she losing so much hair. The woman was willing to do anything. She had began to do her search. She had seen 3 different dermatologists, not to mention many hairstylists. Some stylists had tried and failed to come up with some type of treatment for her scalp problems, while others told her to see a dermatologist. And that's one of the things that stylists do. If there's a scalp disease, something you can't control, the dermatologist is the skin doctor. Out of the 3 dermatologists she saw, one told her that she had a fungus and gave her the appropriate medicated products for her scalp fungus. But this product did not provide the woman with any relief. The next dermatologist told her their scalp problems were due to poor diet and improper circulation, and prescribed a medication, shampoo, ointments, vitamins, and a special diet. But after 3 months of following the doctor's advice, her scalp problems were still present, and she was still losing hair. The last dermatologist was a female, and my patient thought she might have found someone that would understand, not only from a doctor's point of view, but from a female perspective. This doctor gave her a prescription and instructed her to pack her scalp at night with this pasty cream, medicated cream. She was also to sleep in this overnight, and in the morning, at least 8 hours later, she was to rinse this away with a prescription shampoo. My patient reported that she was afraid of the process and how dry her hair became, but continued to use it until she completed the entire prescription. She reported that this last doctor tried several other medicated treatments because she trusted her, because she was a female, to solve her problems, but none worked. The doctor finally told her that she had tried everything that was medically possible and told her she honestly couldn't help her. Isn't that sad? But see, the thing is, I'm so excited about my relationship with Dr. Robert Jackson, because now we're going to be meeting and partnering together, and we're going to help people, because there's 2 parts to this. And this is why this patient finally did do well. By the time this poor woman came to my institute, after hearing about me through a friend, she was in a devastated state. After I looked at her scalp through the magnifying lamp and under a handheld microscope, it was clear to me that her scalp problems were more than dandruff or dry scalp. Luckily, I had completed my study on scalp flakes and how to treat this problem in a more natural approach. Under our treatment, I recommended that she works with a pretty strict program, and I'm just going to say, needless to say, she's doing very well. She has hair at her shoulders. She's really, really doing well. when she came in to see me, she came in with her minister's wife, and they were praying, and it was just something, and I believe that God was involved in this. And one of the things we were able to do is, I tell a lot of people, we're like the cleanup crew sometimes, especially as it relates to scalp problems, because really when you have a scalp disease or these type of serious problems where the scalp is oozing and those kinds of things, I think that we really have to keep in mind that the dermatologist is the person we have to go to. We also need to think about being a little bit active ourselves in terms of what kind of environment we're going to keep that scalp in. Once you get that prescription, you got to know how to take care of your scalp after the fact. How do you clean it up? How do you take care of it? And partner with them. I'm not really saying that what was prescribed to this patient wasn't medically sound. We need those dermatologists. However, it is time for us to look at things sometimes a little bit differently, because we must begin to understand the scalp problems that require medical attention and how to partner with our dermatologist. Many people, particularly African American people, go for years with chronic scalp problems, and it's really, really a problem. They're losing their hair. So if you have a scalp itch, or you have flakes or tenderness left untreated, it could cause a condition that I've coined as follicular epidermis alopecia, which is a type of baldness. We're going to do a show on that, but I want to challenge you today to really become, and if you have flakes, you may say you're a little reactive, but I'm going to say proactive, because now you can do something about it. I want to challenge you to start looking at your scalp, and if you have flakes, get you a shampoo, a clarifier with the pH 4.5 to 5.5. Start creating an environment for healing. Shampoo every 3 days, and make sure you're deep conditioning, and make sure you're using scalp treatments. You can go on my website. I have scalp programs for natural hair, for relaxed hair. It doesn't matter. I have scalp programs, and I can help you. But let me know, keep me posted. And I know there are a lot of home remedies. If you need to see a dermatologist left untreated, you're going to have problems. You're going to have baldness. So, self-examination, work at home with your scalp, see a trichologist, one that uses a handheld microscope. Let them help you to find the right dermatologist, so you will have your home program, your in-clinic natural program with your trichologist, and will involve the dermatologist as well. Okay, guys? I love you. Keep the questions coming. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about negative buildup, and even more about scalp problems that will require medical attention. Caring for your scalp, and how to guarantee a healthy scalp and prepare your scalp for hair growth. Okay, guys? There's so much that we're going to talk about. But keep the questions coming. Make sure that you go on my website at lisaagberry.com so that you can get connected and be in the So You Want to Grow Natural workshop. I'm so hyped about that one. And moms out there, make sure you get in the Mommy and Me workshop. And that's going to be on the 18th, which is this weekend, this Saturday. And if you have missed it already, then it'll be archived. Just go to my website at lisaagberry.com. And then we have the So You Want to Grow Natural workshop, which is going to be on the 25th. Alright, I love you. I'm Lisa Ackberry, your hair doctor, and I'll see you next week as we continue the Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. Talk to you guys really soon. Bye-bye.